Good afternoon, State Representative Ryan Spain. I live in Peoria, represent the 73rd District here in the House. Look, today is the combination of the State of the State address and a budget address. We heard very little details on an actual budget for the state of Illinois, and we certainly got a state of the state of how J.B. Pritzker's presidential campaign is going. And that's why I think he spent the majority of this speech today over 20 times name-checking the President of the United States, filling his speech with, in my view, very false and dangerous claims that the state of Illinois is being deprived of billions of dollars of federal funding that has yet to come to fruition. And one thing we know for sure, especially within this caucus and the people sitting at this table, House Republicans have worked to maximize federal dollars being delivered to the state of Illinois, especially in the field of healthcare. And so that's something we'll continue to do. We want to make sure that all tax dollars entitled to Illinois, federal dollars, make their way to our state. But what we heard from the governor today was really a diversion, as Leader McCombie said, from the poor record of Illinois, the population losses, the business losses that we have experienced now for 8 years under the J.B. Pritzker administration. That's not Donald Trump's fault. That's the governor's fault that our state continues to lag behind the economic performance that it should. So the governor ticked off a number of different initiatives that he was interested in today. I thought his discussion about affordability was particularly noteworthy because the Pritzker administration has presided over making Illinois less affordable again and again and again. So he proposed a new housing initiative today that I think will be interesting. We need to learn the details for a middle income housing solution. But he spent the bulk of his remarks under that section talking about how to circumvent local control of housing development. Really dangerous, really scary how those details may work out. What we've seen in the Pritzker energy projects for wind and solar siting, they have stripped local control from communities all throughout the state, and it has been a disaster for the neighbors and the affected property owners around some of those sites. So if solving affordable housing means further removal and degradation of local control, count us out on that initiative. The governor spent a lot of time talking about the high cost of energy. It's an entirely a problem that he has made and doubled down on again and again and again in the state of Illinois. It's really one of the biggest failures of J.B. Pritzker. And we were all interested today on how he talked about more nuclear power in the state of Illinois. But in the last General Assembly, we passed a bill to remove the moratorium on nuclear power, and J.B. Pritzker vetoed it. Why? Because it didn't give enough handouts to his woke environmental constituency. And so if the governor is now interested in nuclear power and understands the urgency, where was he 2 years ago on that front when we had a chance to get a jump start on this issue? And that's not to mention what the legislature did in the veto session just a few months ago, where we passed an $8 billion energy increase, a required procurement so that existing ratepayers have to pay for 3 gigawatts of battery storage in Illinois. So energy is a big problem in our state, and it's J.B. Pritzker's problem that he's created. The last things on insurance, the governor continues to push this idea and this false narrative that insurance rates in Illinois need to be regulated differently. Insurance rates are high. They're going up all throughout the country. They're going up less quickly in the state of Illinois because we have a strong and competitive insurance market. He wants to destroy that so that he can run around to other states in the country and say, look at the leadership I provided on the topic of insurance in the state of Illinois. Very dangerous because it will drive up prices and reduce competition for insurance in our state. So all of these things fit under this banner of affordability. We care about affordability and look forward to working on those issues, but we've got to be honest about where the problems were created and how we can begin to fix them. And the last piece is just on the budget. Remember, we didn't have much discussion about the actual budget in the budget address today, but we've already uncovered a TikTok tax on social media, tax and fee increases for casinos, and then a robbing of the local government distributive fund, meaning fewer dollars going to our local governments. And when we put pressure on those local governments, it sends property taxes going up. So a lot of work. This is when we take over now as the legislature, control the budget, and we've got our work cut out for us.